Hi guys, welcome back to Blackbird Studio. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this eyeball in Blender. So, first thing I'm going to do is open up a new file. Or actually, I'm just going to open up a new window so I can see all the nodes I'm using in here. So, I'm going to open up Blender. And, new file. And I'm going to delete the cube, press Shift A. I'm going to add a new UV sphere. And I'm going to increase the segments to like 128 and the rings to 64 to give it much higher resolution. Alright, now I'm going to tab into edit mode. Actually, I'm gonna press Shift D to duplicate it. I'm gonna tab into edit mode, press 3, click on the click 7, numpad 7 to go into top view, and then I'm gonna press C. Actually, first I'm gonna press Alt A. I'm gonna press C, select all these faces, and I can just change the size of this selection by scrolling the scroll wheel. I'm gonna increase it like about like that. Let's see. Okay, I think that is about good. And I can just Shift Alt select these or press Control plus to increment the selection. Alright, so I think that's about good. But now I have to scale it around this bottom edge right here. So I'm gonna press Alt to select this edge with well, first I'm gonna press 2 to go into edge select, and 3 is to go into face select, and 1 is to go into vertex select. Alright, so I'm gonna press 2 and click Alt and click on this edge at the bottom, and I'm gonna press Shift S and cursor to selected, and I'm just gonna press Shift Z, or sorry, Control Z to undo until I get this selection back. And you'll notice that when I press Control Z, it didn't reset the 3D cursor point, the location of the 3D cursor. Now I'm gonna click up here and pivot it around the 3D cursor, because otherwise it would just be pivoting around the center of the selection or the medium point. I'm gonna just press SZ and -1 like that. And now I'm gonna do some shading. I'm gonna click on shading. I'm gonna add it in a new material. And actually another material after that. Actually, one more. I'm just gonna call this one. Actually, I'm not gonna name them because I don't like naming them. For this, I'm just gonna do material 002, and material 01 will just be all this. Yep, and material 003. I'm just gonna press 3 to go into face select and Alt. Or actually, I'm just gonna press 7, press C, press Alt A, press C, and I'm just gonna press Control plus till like that. That's good. Okay, I'm just gonna assign the last material. So this one is for that. Material 02 is for the other eye part. and this is for the base. Alright, so material 03, just gonna make this black. Material 02, for this one I'm gonna press Shift A and add in a geometry node, and I'm not gonna use any textures here or anything like that. I'm gonna plug in random per island into this base color, and basically if I go to UV editing and then select, which one is it? Select this. Then if I select one of these faces here, they're all like joined together, and so this whole thing would be an island. And you can tell what islands are by pressing L to select everything that's linked together. Alright, I'm gonna go back to shading, and I'm gonna go here, modifiers, and I'm gonna add a modifier, and I'm just gonna press E for edge split. I'm gonna decrease the angle to 0, and I'm gonna click apply, and now all of these faces are different faces. Alright. And so random per island basically gives a random color per island, and a value between 0 and 1. So I'm gonna go into, I'm gonna press Shift A, search for color ramp, and plug this in. And nothing is happening right now because we need to be in cycles. I'm gonna go to cycles, and now all of these faces are randomly colored between black and white. And if I drag this over, this white over, then you'll see that less of them are black and more of them are white, because most of this is white and a little bit of this is black. So I am just going to go over here and see what I did here. Alright, so I have this geometry, this color ramp, looks good. And I'm also gonna need another shader. Add shader. And I'm just gonna press Ctrl C and Ctrl V. Or I think just pressing Shift D would work too, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna plug this into the second shader, and now you'll see that it's adding these two together. If I change the base color on this one to red, then it'll be red, and somewhat this. Alright. I think I can just copy these and paste these two. Plug in the color to the base color again. And instead I'm going to plug in the position to this vector. And so I'm just going to copy down these values right here. So I have like a greenish color. Lighter green than that. Okay, I think that's good. I'm just gonna press plus, add in another one of these right here, and now you'll notice that this part is green, this part is blue, and it's based on the position. So if I move it around, if I move it to the right, more of it will be green. I move it to the left, more of it will be blue. And then eventually white, because there's white over here. Alright, so I don't want that. I want it to be based like this part should be this part should be white around here, and this part should be blue, and at the very start it should be green. So I think there's a certain way I have to rotate it. Okay, so if I rotate it right like that using the trackball by pressing RR, you just press R, it'll rotate normally around the viewpoint. If I press RR, it'll rotate around this thing called a trackball. Alright. Okay, and then this should just be black. I'm gonna add in another one. This one will also be black. And I want just the start to be black. And I want there to be a little bit of green right here. So I'll put that right like that. But I want there to be a little bit of black at the very beginning. Alright, so I think that's good, except for I'm gonna make this a little more green and a little less blue. Alrighty. Okay, is that it? Yeah, okay, maybe I can just adjust the colors on these. Make this a little more green, maybe. Okay, I think that's good. And now for this second sphere, I'm just gonna delete that actually. Actually, I'm not gonna delete that. What I'm gonna do is press N to open up this item thing, and you can click on like tool or item or view, whatever. It'll be on item. I'm just gonna copy the location and paste it in for each of these values. And I'm also gonna do the same for the rotation, because this is pointing like straight up and I don't want that. I want it to be at an angle like this. So I'm going to click here, copy all these values down too. Alright. Now I'm just going to press Alt and select this, press Control plus with wireframe mode selected so I can see where this part starts. Right there. Alright, I'm gonna click here. I'm gonna add a new material. Just call this base. And then another material. I'm not gonna name this because I don't know what this part of the eye is called. I'm gonna click on the surface and add a glass surface. I'm gonna go back into cycles and click assign on this glass. And now we're almost done. Only thing left I need to do is Well, actually, I gotta increase the roughness a little bit on this. Like, the more roughness there is, the more it'll be blurred, and you want it just to be a little bit blurred. It's like 0.15 or 0.1, that works too. And I'm going to go back into shading. Wait, no, I'm already in shading. Okay. Why can't I find it? Okay, here it is. For this one, where is it? Aha. Here we go. So I'm just using a geometry node here, a color ramp, and I'm adding a shader with a noise texture. Alright. So press Shift A, and right now I'm noticing that like these faces are all weird and stuff. I don't want that. I want it to be a little bit more blurred. I'm just gonna increase that to like 0.25 is good. Also, I'm gonna right click and press Shade Smooth on everything. Alright, so when I click on base, now I'm just gonna press Shift A, add shader. Duplicate this, press Shift A, and add in a color ramp. And for this one, I'm going to add in a noise texture. Plug in the factor into the base color. Maybe not the factor. Yeah, the factor. Okay. I'm gonna add in another geometry node. Plug in the position to the factor. Plug in the color to the base color. I'm not sure why this isn't looking right now. Let's make this. Okay. I have to make this completely red. Drag this over. Now you'll see that we got oh, I see. Okay. All I need to do is scale up this sphere, or else it'll have some Z overlap, which is what that's called when the faces are like the same. So I'm gonna change this back to meeting point and scale it up by the tiniest bit. Alright, I just gotta make this look good, and this is like very sharp between the white and red. I'm gonna change this to ease, and that'll be less sharp. I'm also just gonna make this more pink and less red. Alrighty, that is it for this video. If you liked it, please make sure to like and subscribe. I've almost reached 100 subscribers, which is crazy. So, thank you. Bye.